Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome people on the 25th of October 2019, or so they say. So I'm back for another postage and some good cluage for us all to ingest. This is why I'm back. It is a really dire day in the UK today. It was raining and windy, so I was rained off of my voluntary job. So I thought I would come and bring juice. No, I have my channel back, I presume, this weekend. YouTube have my channel, but they needed a blank channel to transfer it to, and I've had a cow of a time doing it, and the account was unblocked from YouTube on the account email address that they want me to do it with. But I found a way through. Okay, for the help from a friend, Marshall, much love, brother. Thank you for that help again, 100th time. So I managed to find a way through. So I should, by theory, okay, be able to go live or join you this weekend, hopefully for Flatter Day, on my original Flat Earth British Martin Liedtke channel. Isn't that good news? Don't know how many subscribers I've got left, but don't really mind because it's got like 1,100 videos and I had like close to 4 million views, things like that, you know, that I get back. So I'm very happy about that, all that work. So rejoice, I'm very happy. Although I'm not counting, you know, my chickens before they hatch. Okay, I can trust them. But anyway, so we're going to look into some cool subjects. We got some cool stuff for you guys. Now this is a narrative passed to me from Mel. Okay, this is really, really sinister. We'll have a look at this now. Considering all our discoveries and what we now understand, okay, the narrative for the nursery rhyme of London Bridge is falling down, okay, tells us something more about our past, I think. Now we need to decode it, okay, it's open to interpretation, and this is where the Great Flat Earth British think tank comes in handy. So we're going to look at that, the narrative for that nursery rhyme. Now, I don't know if you've got them in the States the same, but we have nursery rhymes here, we inherently know as children. One of them is ring a ring of roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down, which is basically kinning back to the Black Death of the 13th and 14th centuries, they say. Okay, now I was thinking about that song, a tissue, they all fall down. Could it be the pocket, you know, the posies that made them a tissue and fall down, as in the plants themselves? We'll have a little think about that as well along the way, shall we? A link that got sent to me. All right, this is pretty carry on, I think, thank you. And it's dome or no dome. Okay, there's a bit of footage that NASA have been putting out, but from balloons, okay, we totally agree that they're putting thousands and thousands of balloons up a day, you know, Google loom balloons, etc. So balloons have taken some very interesting shots. I'm going to see what they remind us of, shall we? Okay, some footage of LA tunnels from a video, and we're going to think about the year 1733. Okay, now I got a book of typography, and it's going through the eras, what fonts we use for books in English from, I don't know, 1600s. And it talks of some of the, you know, most legendary, you know, literal classics, Paradise Lost, and a few others, which give us big clues, I think. So we're going to look into that and loads besides. So make sure to subscribe anyway, okay? Regardless, I will have to probably send you all from this channel over to that channel as well as everything else to get that back up and running as and when. Peace and love to all, okay? Stay very epic. This is the only way to be. It's Flat Earth British epic, which is a specific, special kind of epic, and you fucking know it, okay? Truly epic. So yeah, check this out, guys, for sinister as shit. Think about this. Let's try and decode this one then, with understanding what we know about resets, etc. I'm talking the narrative for London Bridge. Now America comes into it because they've gone and, you know, apparently inadvertently made a mistake and purchased said bridge for some anomalous reason we'll look into now, and apparently they bought the wrong bridge because apparently they didn't know which bridge was which. I'm not buying this narrative at all. and ship it off to Arizona. You may know about this. Anyway, London Bridge is falling down, also known as My Fair Lady, who seems to be a bit of a mystery. They don't know who My Fair Lady is, or London Bridge. It's a traditional English nursery rhyme and Wales and singing game, which is found in different versions all over the world. It deals with the depredations of London Bridge and attempts, realistic and fanciful, to repair it. We'll look into that. It may date back to bridge rhymes and games of the Middle Ages, and the earliest recorded rhyme in English are from the 17th century. Lyrics were first printed in close to the modern form in the mid-18th century and became popular, particularly in Britain and the United States during the 19th century. The modern melody of first recorded in the late 19th century. So here's the song, and we're going to look into some of the pictures in a minute, and it goes into its musical variations. I'm afraid means little to me. So here's the lyrics. Okay, there's different variations, and this is the one we did in school. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And then it goes on to build it up with bones and sticks or what have you. The version quoted then later, 1951, okay, is London Bridge is broken down, broken down. London Bridge is broken down, my fair lady. Okay, I'm not sure if it's going to come through. See if you can hear it. So I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's a bit of a narrative tied in with this we're going to look into now. We'll go through some of these pictures. There's the nursery rhyme and its musical variations, and there's a game. Okay, this oranges and lemons as well. We did when we were kids. Oranges and lemons, says the bells of St Clements. You owe us 5 farthings, says the bells of. Oh God, no, that's some Old Bailey. I forgot it anyway. Somebody will tell me. The rhyme is often used in children's singing game, which exists in a wide variety of forms with additional verses. Most versions are similar to the actions used in the rhyme Oranges and Lemons. Okay, most common is that two players hold and make an arch with their arms, and the others pass through in single file. The arch is then lowered, and the song is to catch the player. In the United States, it's common for two teams and those who have been caught up to engage in tug-of-war. Okay, it was used in the Middle Ages, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a different variations as well, okay, by this 5 and 9 versions published by Alice Gomes in 1894. Okay, guys. Who stole my watch chain? Who stole my watch chain? Who stole my watch chain? My fair lady. Off to prison you go, and it's the same tune. Now, origins, which is where it gets really weird. Okay, now, this narrative here, in every neighbourhood where children gather in play, they become familiar with the old singing games or street games, as they are so called. Yeah, I wonder where they arrive from, guys. They are handed down from generation to generation and are much a part of our childhood as play itself. There is a negative air about some of them, which of late years has been elemented, and many of them have been changed. So more that it is hard to trace their origin. So maybe it's a message from our, ancestors calling through to the future with a hidden message in these rhymes. Like a oral language off the streets, away from them type of thing. Or it could be from them with a message. I stole my watch, stole my watch, etc. verse, and off to prison. Verse may be omitted, and thus children may be led off and took on the better side. I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, right, away from prison. The verses below and more modern. London Bridge will soon swing round. London Bridge will soon swing round. You must keep away. Now, maybe that's why the Americans thought that Tower Bridge, opening like that, swinging with its giant bastions, was supposed to be, they thought it was that bridge they were purchasing, but the original London Bridge doesn't swing. So whatever do they mean, guys? Two children form a bridge, under children join hands and pass under the bridge. Down the gates, now slowly fall. Slowly fall, slowly fall. Down the gates, slowly fall. One child is caught today. Arms forming the bridge slowly descend and capture one child, who is led away and chooses a side. Off to choose which you like best. Off like best, you like best. Off to choose which you like best. Off so merrily. The singing continues till all of the children are on either side. Then there is a tug of war, and this was practiced in Harvard, etc. 1904. But this is the thing, guys. Okay, there's a Viking version as well, which attributes, I suppose, maybe rite of passage, the bridge. I'm not sure. Is it dimensional? They're talking about portals. London Bridge is broken down. Gold is won, and bright reown. Shields resounding. War horns sounding. Hilt is sounding in the din. Arrows singing. Mail coats ringing. Odin makes our Olaf win. Mail, chain mail, blocks EM. Even in the modern day, you can buy chain mail to block the electromagnetics. So, gold is won. Bright reown. Shields resounding. War horns sounding, and it's like massive din, arrows singing, mail coats ringing. Ooh, cluage. And then it says this: child sacrifice theory. The song refers to the burying, perhaps alive, of children in the foundations of the bridge, was first advanced by this Alice Gomes. It's a Lady Gomes, I think I've heard of her. The traditional games of England, Scotland, Ireland, and... What the fuck? Where's Wales? Motherfuckers. It's like we're not here. Just don't worry about us. Fucking riles me, that. Perpetuated the usual skepticism. This was based off the idea... I'm still fucking needy about that. That's really shit. Fuck. Right. Wow. This is based upon the idea that the bridge collapsed unless... Oh, fuck me, my head's gone now thinking about them. This was based around the idea that the bridge would collapse unless a body of a human sacrifice was buried in its foundations, and that the watchman is actually a human sacrifice who will then watch over the bridge. However, there is no archaeological evidence of any human remains in the foundations of London Bridge. Well, I don't know, when was the last time they looked? The bridge has been moving around a lot. Age and damage theory. Until the 18th century, the old bridge was the only crossing across the River Thames, and it was damaged in a major fire of 1633. But then the fire of 666, this damage act of the fire break and prevented the flames from further damaging the bridge across to the south side of the Thames. With its 19 narrow arches impeding river traffic and flow, central piers were removed to create a wider navigational span. Widening and the removal of houses were completed in 1763, and remained relatively narrow and needed continual and expensive repair to the 19th century. It was decided to replace the bridge with a new construction. New London Bridge was opened in 1831 and survived until 1972. So I've been over that. So let's have a little look at this shit going on, shall we? Okay, so I guess this is it, with all of these like Greco-Romano structures all over it, from from London to Suffolk, which is really developed as well in this era. Whenever that is, 15. Oh, it says at the bottom, I-513, I think. So, and there it is. So this is all taken away, and then they build this piece of shit. They say early Victorian, 1831. No photographs of it being built. they have it for 100 years and then they get rid of it and they put a shit concrete block bridge in its way now, which we'll see. Which makes little sense. So, how is this swinging around? Who's my fair lady? And the song came along in the 1800s as well, so they're harping back to a time they're trying to understand. Look at these Italian structures all over it. Huge. On a bridge. But they had to get ships through further upriver. Look at all the antiquity. Look at the holes in that there. Sheesh. Goof. Anyway. And there it is, a piece of shit Victorian thing. Well, it's not a piece of shit, it's beautiful masonry, but I'm saying compared to the fucking Greco-Romano temples that once spanned it, something is really weird and off. There's the old world. So, yeah, they took that apart, apparently, block by block. And now it exists in America, in Arizona. Probably, they said they shipped it across. Okay? And this is what they replaced it with, is this, you know, shitty concrete bridge. Yeah? And look at all of the beautiful buildings that were there, and look at what they've replaced it with, guys. Fucking gherkins. And there's the game. It ends in a ring dance, apparently, so that makes sense. So I think there's a hidden message in this, you know. And there's that narrative. Very sinister indeed. And the same narrative as well for Norse mythology as well, for possible shoring up of foundations using bones. London Bridge is broken down. Dance over my lady Lee. London Bridge is broken down with the gay lady. How shall I build it up again? With the gay lady. Build it up with gravel and stone. Dance over my lady Lees. Open to interpretation, these are. And there's some Victorian dude. Bull? The fuck's a bull? And this is London Bridge in Norse mythology as well. There's a London Bridge in Norse mythology. I'm wondering if it's like this bridge that they have in the, well, you know, the Thor films. Rainbow Bridge. And the orb, crucible, and scepter, which are, in my mind, resetting weapons. And they show you a version of that as well. Okay. The seal of Matilda of Scotland as one of the candidates for My Fair Lady. Now, Matilda, she didn't reign for 2 minutes for some reason. And it's supposed to be, like, way back. Okay. So, yeah, that's what they attribute it to. So, very sinister indeed. And then America want to buy said bridge, but apparently, according to the narrative, America's like has no idea what the bridge looks like because they're just going to buy it random. None of them have been there. None of them know what it looks like. You buying that? I ain't. London Bridge sold to America 45 years ago today. I don't know when this was, in 2013. All right. London Bridge was sold to America. Oil tycoon Robert McCulloch for a cool $2.5 million. The landmark was subsequently dismantled and shipped over to Lake Havasu in Arizona, where it still stands today. Okay, so there's loads of narratives about it. Why was it moved? It was built in 1830s and formerly spanned the River Thames, England. It was dismantled in 1967, year I was born, and relocated to Arizona. Okay, the Arizona Bridge is reinforced concrete structure clad. It was originally masonry of the 1830s bridge. Okay, so who owns the bridge? This Robert McCulloch still to this day. Okay. Was the Americans really conned into buying said bridge? I wonder. No. Of course not. That's a bullshit narrative. I'm not buying that for a fucking second. So, how did the London Bridge come to be the biggest tourist attractions in Arizona, second to the Grand Canyon? Was an error on the part of the purchase? Or was it a clever way to dispose of a discrete structure making way for progress? Well, no, maybe it's because it had old bones in it. It's looking a bit white. So they rebuilt the whole thing. That's so weird. And why would he buy that bridge? London Bridge, is where London started, and relatively narrowness of London River at that point, and it was led the Romans to found the city, Phoenicians, okay. But it's not a very ornamental bridge, is it? So were they conned? Was he just ignorant to it? So some believe that MacCulloch had bought the wrong bridge, that it would be meant to buy a far more striking Tower Bridge, but somehow got conned into buying London Bridge. There is no evidence though that this is true, like I fucking said. Anyway, so I'll give you them two narratives, highly interesting. I think there's clues in there about resetting, maybe. I think it's open to interpretation, but the bridge, isn't it? It's a bridge between two realities. I don't know. And why would it spin round if it's a fixed bridge? Anyway, thanks, Mel. And this is some street views, just to give you a flavour of London at that time, of 1873, 1877, so pretty early, but they do give you like sort of depraved, sort of nasty looking version of reality, like the poor out in the cold with a baby, shoes on. That's 1877. A beggar paid to look after a baby. Dear, I'll just put my baby with this beggar, she'll be fine. Right, so she'll sell it. Gin. So this is Lucifer matches, is it? Lucifer something. Well, Lucifer made matches, but it's got Lucifer on there. Brand. Black tar. Shoe polish. Okay, so he's a shoe polisher. He's got curly hair, hasn't he? From Brit. Got slippers on too. Couldn't be bothered getting dressed this morning. Alright, interesting. And of course, look at the old mud flooders. How long have these been here? Look at the giant columns. Oh, deep. Yeah, the streets are covered in muck. He's got a toothache. He's sick of him moaning. Donkey don't look too impressed. And this is some weird ritual we got in a week's time in Britain, where they expect the British public to like suck up to like the establishment and sort of like make effigies of apparently Guy Fawkes, okay, and then burn it. So they want you to do sacrifice of somebody that was against the establishment, basically. So enough fucking bullshit, and everyone goes with it as well. So you got totally everyone just dead bitches. It's mad. So there you are, penny for the guy. Which we used to do all the time as kids. Used to like basically make a guy go down the shops and say penny for the guy, and people used to give you money for fireworks, so you could just do shit with fireworks, which was their own fault really. Anyway, so outside the boozer, everyone's getting pleasantly pissed. Oh, look at this, that's an interesting shop. Tron shop. That's electric wire going in. 1877. It's not gas, is it, guys? Electric wire. 1877. Cool. So they enjoy a beer. So more donkeys going on. Check that hat. Not bad, happy hat. He's absolutely bogging though, isn't he? But that donkey looks a bit bogging. And outside photographs, 1877, so we should have shitloads more evidence of this era. All these buildings going up 1875, 1880, 1890. We should have photographs if they're taking photographs everywhere. And why are all the trees brand new? Well, not brand new, 20-year-olds. Still got the wicker thing on them to protect the developing trunks. They're not new, are they? Old. So, excuse me. So, outside store. Hey, dude. Okay, they are really weird hats at this era. These are new to me, these happy hats. London street life. Okay. So what we got here is a fancy ornament seller. So if you bought one of them, you would time travel and you would hold on to it today, it would be ka-ching. He's got like an American Civil War hat on. Maybe he was in the Crimean War. Yeah. So what's this? He's got a hand in his sling, okay. She's like, stop looking at them things, you ain't having fuck all. No money for that. Anyway, Oh, he's got a top hat. And I believe this is an Italian boy, I've read. Yeah, an Italian harpist entertains local children in the street. So he comes over from Italy. He's like fantastic talent, and he strums out like the harp. They're mesmerised, and he's like, yep, he's been good. He's got one of those on as well. And these are weird as well. I haven't seen these really either. All that really weird. So the gypsies, which are the last property of the Tartars. Oh, look how dark he is. So yeah, they've had a bit of a hard time because they don't really want to be an establishment and fucking eat Phoenician pie. So there's a guy with a beard and a top hat, two guys looking pissed off. So it's that class system thing going on. That looks like a picture. That actually in the background looks like there's a screen there, and this is like a studio. You see what I mean? That doesn't even look real. Smell the sky. It's like it ends there, and there's just this bloody sheet with it painted on. Doesn't it look like that? More mud flooders. Big columns. And Rag and Bone Man. He's collecting bones, is he? That's the water cat. Okay. Some things don't change. Dining room for ex-convicts. Okay, the owner left speaks to Ramo Sami, a local Indian drummer known as the Tam Tam Man. So he's an Indian drummer. That's the Tam Tam Man, guys, from 1870s London. You don't look like he's going to be letting him in with that arm there. Don't know though. Interesting person. Anyway, Tam Tam Man, boot polisher. Quite like that idea. Anyway, I quite like boot polishing. People get that mud off. Kind of slabs of these. Okay, and more workage going on. So street locksmiths and. The clown weaves cane strips. So he's a clown, is he? Not clowny to me. No, not a clowny to me. Not on a Thames. On a badge. Okay. Onion badges. And these are chimney sweeps. So he sends the kid down up the chimney to sweep it, and they stay up there for 100 years. You find them in the 1980s. They jump out of your your fireplace saying, "Christ, how long are you going to be leaving me up there?" And then on with their life. This has happened constantly. Renovo. So he's not looking happy with his job. Wonder why. Fruit sellers. Another vendor selling half-penny ices. An ice cream man. Well, they're going down well. How does he keep them iced? You've got no refrigeration. Interesting. And that looks like somebody like Rudyard Kipling. No, it's not. It's a sign writer. Okay, well, they all look the same anyway. He looks like Rudyard Kipling. Okay. That's outside the Tower of London, is it? No. Handsome carriages, because that's the way you get around. They got cobble, old pavements, and that's like the sort of bus on a strand. And it sells lozenges. I don't know what lozenges do. Break up the mucus from your chest after the fucking miasma. Newsagents and a load of troops back from Crimean War was earlier, loads earlier, but Coldstream Guard. Very cool, very cool. And some shrubberies. So that's pretty cool. I'll give you a flavour. They're quite cool, aren't they? Now, different subject completely. The dome. Is there? Or isn't there? Anyway, I think there is. And this is a narrative from NASA Nazis, NASA ninjas, bullshitters, and it's about, basically, they sent a balloon up. We're gonna have a look at this now, okay, guys? And this is the footage they seen, and okay, and they're akin it to electromagnetics is sort of the narrative to go with it as well. So, on the cusp of our Artemis flat live a thin group of seasonal electric blue clouds forming 50 miles above the pole. There's only one. In summer, these clouds are known as non-lucent clouds or polar metospheric clouds. Okay, now NASA long duration balloon mission, long duration, okay, observed these clouds over a course of 5 days at their home in the mesosphere. The resulting photos, which scientists have just begun to realize, will help us better understand turbulence in the atmosphere as well as in the oceans, lakes, and planetary atmospheres. Just insane. But let's have a little look at this, guys. Okay, now I've looked into translucent nocturnal or noclucent clouds, which is night shining clouds, tenuous clouds like phenomena in the upper atmosphere of Earth. They consist of ice crystals, are only visible during atmospheric twilight. So these things, you've all seen them. So they're high up, they're 50 miles up. They've taken a photograph using balloonage, and hopefully the audio will come through.
A balloon mission from NASA observed rare electric blue clouds. These are polar mesospheric clouds, or PMCs. They are only visible during twilight and form above Earth's polar regions at the upper reaches of the atmosphere. As Earth's uppermost clouds at around 50 miles high, PMCs are composed of ice crystals that glow a bright blue or white when reflecting sunlight. They are extremely sensitive to environmental factors like water vapor and temperature. Atmospheric motions like airflow over mountains or thunderstorms can disturb the atmosphere and cause waves that can propagate to very high altitudes. These waves are known as gravity waves, and although they are invisible, they can be seen as they move through PMCs. Gravity waves lead to turbulence, chaotic movement in the atmosphere that can influence weather and climate and their predictions. But the exact causes and effects of turbulence are not well understood. To better understand this complex process, scientists sent a giant balloon to observe gravity waves in PMCs.
1,200 feet per minute.
See you in Canada.
The crewless balloon travelled to 50 miles high and floated from Sweden to Canada over 5 days in July 2018. A laser radar on the balloon measured the PMC altitudes and the atmospheric temperature that affects their formation and brightness. And from 6 million camera images captured from the balloon, scientists could see both large...
Does this look like water rippling? Like the sea? Like the ocean? Does it not?
and small ripples caused by gravity waves. A better understanding of turbulence can help improve weather forecast models and our understanding of process.
Right, well that's ridiculous. Now to start off, guys, just to put a couple of things, they show you a globe. Now, they're using a Mercator projection, guys. Obviously Greenland isn't that big, is it? So that's just nuts. And I notice how all on the NASA images, they always leave the centre North Pole bit out, okay? So there's stacks of, if you put up the globe on this, it's just absolutely insane. Gravity waves, guys. What do you think these are? Now, them waves, in the sky look exactly, I think, what they are. Yeah. They're using a Mercator projection map. Completely inaccurate. There's no maps. For their weather, projections, which is just insane, isn't it? So. Anyway, so dome, not dome. This is the question. I think it's really interesting to see, guys, that it looks so much like water. Wouldn't you say?
Turbulence are not well understood. Scientists could see both large and small ripples caused by gravity waves.
Exactly like water.
A better understanding of turbulence can help improve weather forecast models and our understanding of processes around
Water
Earth.
hangs upside down on a ball. So, not being sarcastic, obviously. Right. Now, this is really good cluage and a completely other topic. Okay. So, just slotting that in there. The dome or non-dome? That is a question. I've got a book here, actually, by there, which I could show you, where it states in this book, okay, it's many of us all know about the Encyclopedia of America. It's been out years, where they sort of state in parts of this that there's a dome in Antarctica. Okay, it goes thousands of foot high. Okay, I thought I could actually 1722. That's interesting. So I'll give you the link for that, because I think you find that interesting. It states about Mount Erebus, Antarctica, etc. And then it states, not that I can find it right now, that there's a dome, which is incredibly interesting. Find it for yourself anyway. I think that might be it there. Anyway, I've got time to find that. So anyway, I'll link that up to you. Now, typography, art and practice is a really good clue, guys, because it gives you manuscripts from times past, really interesting ones, which I'm going to show you now, and a clue, which I think is a clue. Okay, excuse me. So, typography through the eras. A brief history. Excuse me, taking his own sweet time. I mean, just waste some valuable minutes of your life. But let's get into this a minute, right? Now, they give you a few of the early prints, or not prints, but early publications, ahead of what the official narrative for the printing press, etc., Paxton Press, etc. It's all bullshit, by the way, in my mind. Okay, here we go. Christ, it's quite a way into the book and I've got nothing. Yeah, excuse me. Okay. So, typography, let me give you some examples and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So they go through different eras and decoration, okay, but there's a few clueage. So it starts in sort of this early Middle Ages era. There's a crossover with Latin, and they always have these amazing, over elaborate first letters, don't they? And tablets, so-called hieroglyphics and their history, okay, of manuscripts, etc. And I'm sure it covers Phoenicia in here, or phonetics, somewhere. Not that I've had time to read it, but I think it's really interesting clues with the books that they show. And I'll show you now. So they start with these crazy big letters, and it's a crossover between Latin. You know, you can read a lot of this if you know, they're just like a lot of the words today. Check this out. French playing card and a black priest, the first block priest with a date. Don't know what that means. Okay. And churchage. God, the wind's bashing against my window. And then it comes into the modern day, or into the Middle Ages, sort of 1600s, which is even more interesting. First. There. So, it gives you like literature, if I can just find it. Probably shouldn't have bothered with this. 300 pages long. There. So it gives you Paradise Lost, okay, which we've looked into, Milton, which is resetty as fuck. And I looked into this. This is why I'm stopping here. Poor Richard, 1733, an almanac for the year of Christ, 1733, or I-733, being the first after leap year. So there was a leap year before it, and they state it in this. Is that a clue? Okay, wherein the lunatations, eclipses, judgment of the weather, spring tides, planetary motions, time of high water, floods, and this is what is in this in 1733. No mistake with 1733, that our source for a lot of this juice has come from 1733 lead atlases. You may have seen Flight of British Sub posting these through recent weeks. You know, I collect them. I've got a few, maybe 100. So this one's of London 1733 by Pierre van der Haar, who's a genius engraver, but I think there's another technology going on, as you'll see now. And he dies this very year, a year after this 1733. I'm just wondering if we pinpointed a reset, a later one. So it gives you Britain. Okay, Britain. Britain. Wales, remember that? Yeah, I know. And a lot of Phoenician. So Dogger Bank, when you sail to, you know, Denmark, okay, you have to avoid these sandbanks and sail through them, navigate through them, and they come all of this way. And they say it's the existence of Doggerland, where you could walk from Britain to Denmark, no problemo, because there's a land there. So what's this bit? Jutland. It goes all the way out to where? Where? So let's have a look at the Phoenician encoding. So Thames comes in up the Thames. So why we got icebergs or big stones up the Thames? And what's this paddle? And how come horses float? And why is the sound? And what's this London fucking thing going on here? Tower of London, 4 angels, and what's all that? Yeah? Where's it now? So Phoenician map 1733 of Britain. Right, it's really interesting. Okay, so concerning plants, now the Phoenicians bring these and they encode these flowing vines and flowers, or just like petals or flowers, all like laced together like them Hawaiian neck things for some reason. So I was thinking about blindness in the alchemical era, where they see people blindfolded, and I got to think about the film, the movie, Day of the Triffids. Now what happens in that film is they have a meteor shower overnight and it blinds everyone in the world except for a guy who's got his eyes basically bandaged up, and he's laying in a bed in St Thomas's Hospital in London. He comes out, everyone's blind, everything's gone to shit, it's Armageddon. And the meteor storm has made some sort of active parasite or bacteria in a plant, which is a triffid, which kills everyone. So I'm just surmising, just out of idea, chucking it out there. Can plants become dangerous to humanity through some changes? Just chucking it out there. Hollywood have definitely predicted programming, and there's a film I seen with Matt Damon. I think it's in the following, where this exact scenario happens. That there's an area of woodland that becomes highly toxic with some viral plant disease and just like travels. It's just a really freaky film. So they had no mud flood here at all, guys, okay? None. In Canterbury. Nothing's happened in the metropolitan, except all the mud's there and it's piled up here like it's just happened, and these are 1733. We'll just have a game of balls in the muddy shit outside this beautiful architecture, which may be damaged but not really. It's got mud outside Canterbury Cathedral. And the need for stately homes, new walls surrounding courtyards, France, England, Germany, is to protect the Phoenician houses from anything outside and grow their own stuff away from the people, the useless eaters. Okay, oh, that looks like Statue of Liberty head. Statue of Liberty head. That's very Statue of Liberty. So Hampton Court, one of the Queen's gaffs. She's got a few. She needs a few. She's an old lady. I'd expect her to live in that little house. Fucking palace. So Up the stairs. Massive Greco-Romano buildings of Greenwich Hospital. Oh, that's interesting. Is this before Greenwich Mean Time? I believe it might be. It ripped right through there, that line there. Whew. Interesting. Oh yeah, there was a staff out there before, but can't verify that. And that's in Middlesex, another amazing Antiquitech stately home. See all these? Days of Tartaria grabbed by the phonies. You can see they just keep it all enclosed for the upper classes. The only time you're going to get a normal person in there is when they got them doing the fucking gardens or something. Doing this shit. Excuse me, it's glitched up. There you are. An amazing map of London. 1733. So this will be linked to you. You're not going to miss anything. Look at the size of that bugger. Oof. God, they're big. They're nearly as big as this. The giants. They're all nearly as big. Could be a perspective thing though. So let's have a look. Move into Suffolk, which is quite developed. Tower of London and London Bridge, which appears to be still in place at that period. No other bridges? Nope. So, well, they do say Westminster used to be an island, so at some stage, that's what they say. Not that you can catch any photographs of Westminster being built, of course, considering photographs were there doing the Lambeth Walk. Oi. So that's really cool. So all the rest, with this massive development to the biggest city on earth by, you know, 1 million people in 100 years or something, from even more, from 1800 to 1900, it's just ridiculous. And all of it expanded out into the surrounding counties. Just not buying it, guys. It's all glitched up. It'll come back now. Hope it didn't glitch me up. If it did, I do apologise. Let's have a look. And outside London, is this a star fort? No, but what you do get probably is the Globe in Suffolk. Now the story behind that is William Shakespeare does his plays, apparently, and then they take it all down, the entire theatre, in the middle of the night, and they take it across the river and they rebuild it on the other side of the river, is the narrative, apparently, for that, which I am not buying. And there's the original St Paul's Cathedral. All of this is supposed to be destroyed at this period. This is 1733. That was apparently destroyed in 1666. What is it doing there? In that picture. And there's the original London Bridge. Antiquitech 4-angel building. Look at that. Nothing by here. The bridge. There's something more going on, and there's a tower. I think that's been there from way back. Okay, it's on Roman coin, which is a Phoenician coin. Londres, Babylon, capital. So we got a Gentile and a Gentile of London. So they were a flashy bunch, but unfortunately, if you're from London, I thought it was the French that was a bit like that. Yeah, look at this. 1733. You walked on the street, jugs clean out. So, history's not all that bad. Let's have a look. Come on, you fucker. So it's glitching. I'm going to move on, okay, guys? But I'm going to link it to you. Get the idea. The Phoenicians. Tower of London, which is got some huge energy gathering things that spin with orbs on and a big wire on their flagpole. Whoa, that's interesting. Whoa, they're gone. So apparently that's Traitors Gate, where they took through that guy I was just mentioning and talking about, which was Guy Fawkes, whose real name was Guido Fawkes. They stuck him on a rack, tortures his ass, so that's them predictively programming us to say, with no evidence that any of this existed, okay, that if you actually please don't blow up the Houses of Parliament, we will torture in the rack in the tower, and we will tell you forever. There's them ram raid things again, in case a horse goes berserk and takes out this tower with its immense weight, and a thing on top, an anomalous thing that nobody will fucking admit to be in Antarctica. So, the statue of King Charles II, a keyword exchange. Don't think I'm going to bother with that. The entrance to Cornhill. So, fucking Gallagher's a shit these days. I did that. Not intentionally, but I just don't want you showing this shit. Okay, we're moving on. There you are. And a few statues. Okay, we get the drift. Alright, we're moving on. We don't want that. So, Almanac, yeah, good clue. Okay. And I read that Almanac. Basically, it's Benjamin Franklin. And it's basically his antics. Because he's a bit of a boy. He's Benjamin. Okay. Look at that Masonic checkerboard floor. With Antiquitech at the end. Boston type founded. Boston type founded. And it goes into them as well. Oh, Anatomy of Melancholy. Interesting. So yeah, clueage galore. I'm sure some of you will pick up on this. I'll link it to you as a PDF. So you can download it as a book. Next one. Now I got a couple more little bit of footage that was being given to me by Larry of basically San Francisco, but only a couple. Take a look at these guys. These are crazy. Now I could, you know, the film footage, excuse me, it just goes downhill after the apparent event of 1916. I'm going to take a little look at this. Okay. Don't worry about that bit. There. Is that old New York? Of New York, okay. The nation's most treasured relic, recognise that? And then a giant bombardment with howitzers, or giant cannon. Wonder what they're firing at. Wow. Guys, that's one big cannon. What are they firing at? See the way that just came down on that beautiful action and reloads? Isn't that interesting? So, what we got here? Happy hats. Okay. Yeah, they all got straw boaters on in the 1850s in San Francisco. I don't know really what's going on. So everything's just built at this stage. 1815. It's all built back together. Yeah, here's a Great Expedition. All finished. All stonking. Everyone there. No problem. Wow. It's old. It's dirty. It's not from the petrol fumes, guys, that don't exist yet. Well, I do, but only just. Oh dear. Wow. Fighting a sea serpent monster. Okay, that's highly interesting. Let's have a little bit more of that. This one's quite good as well. Okay. Amazing pictorial record. San Francisco Archives. And there it is. The Palace of Fine Arts, which is still there today. On that peninsula. On that.
In its magically beautiful setting by the Golden Gate, the Palace of Fine Arts,
oh, this is a sweet area.
The last surviving memory of the Phantom City,
And as you can
still
see, 9
proudly
years after,
stands in
the
stately
entire city
grandeur,
is rebuilt. There is
and where palace of
zero
fairyland
earthquake damage shown.
have
9
been
years later,
replaced by
nothing has happened.
countless homes.
The entire city is rebuilt. 9 years on,
Turning back the pages of time,
of course.
we find President William Howard Taft breaking ground on February the 25th, 1911, for the Phantom City. And then, after an army of architects, artists, and engineers had dreamed their best dreams and had brought them to life, it was ready. Magnificent courts and fountains, its walls of creamy travertine, its ever-blooming gardens stretching along the shores of the Golden Gate.
You're on a bit.
Open, and the world had its first glimpse of the Phantom City.
I think
What a sight!
President at the time was
and
Woodrow Wilson.
What a crowd!
I think the president at the time was Woodrow Wilson. So I'm not sure if the volume's coming through, you see. Okay, look at that. Do comment if you notice anything that I don't, okay? Because I'm just going through this stuff. We use a think tank, so I add, you know, my input, my thoughts, and you guys please do the same in comments, email, whatever. This is what it's about. So yeah, they just built all of that just for a couple of years, knocked it all down. Brought in all of these subtropical plants by ship, probably from destinations. As they're local to California. John Levy, massive respect, big love to John Levy, suggested that I think it was a Sonora cactus. I might have said that wrong. Takes like fucking forever to get growing, and yet they got them really developed. Yeah, that's the way, finishing up your kids. Fuck no. Shit, look at this place. This thing, that tower. I got a picture of that being torn down, and it appears to be made of plaster of Paris. And there's like another one which is older in stone. It's like there's almost two of them. But yeah, these are much better footage. Endless halls of massive columns as well there, guys. Look at that fucking thing there. More Phoenician statues. The bull. Ares. They've got the exact same statue in Piccadilly Circus. Bow and arrow. Which is musical arrow, sounds a little bit more, doesn't it? Okay, let's have a look. I could add sound effects. But what sound effects? Can't think of an apt sound effect. Or song. The Great Exposition. No, that won't do. So, more fucking people and stuff. Ka! Indians! Oh, Hawaiians! Mexicans! Ring dance. That's a maypole, so that's basically the sun and the moon going on off that plane. Maybe. Sweet little hat, but very modern looking. Nice. I like these ones that go down like these images. They're really cool. What the fuck? Hope they're not that high up. So the Daffodil Girls, Santa Cruz. Bring on the Daffodil Girls. They don't look very daffodil-y. Just saying. They didn't even have daffodils. Daffodils don't grow in Texas, in California, do they? They're Welsh. Oh, here he goes. Yeah, this is real. This is a real narrative. The age of flight. Okay. Yeah, he's got a gyro on it, you know. Yeah, he's got a little motor. All the brothers. So Wilbur, he's going to take a flight now. Because he's just invented the plane. Nobody else has invented the plane ever. He did first. Looks fucking deadly. 1915, they're like sort of got bombers, Hinkles, and they're just dropping bombs and they're machine gunning and all that, so yeah, First World War was well raging in 1915, and they got, well, good biplanes. And that's not a biplane. It's a monowing. Interesting. So I guess Wilbur and they were just doing that for like old time's sake, pretending they invented the plane. And then they got them up into bombers, and I just only like 2, 3, 4 years later, or half a dozen years later. So nice. Pretty. Right, more clueage. In case you didn't know, apparently this is the northeast view of Edinburgh Castle, and it's apparently a star fort. Edinburgh Castle is supposed to be extinct volcano full of passages and chambers and weird caves, yet it's a star fort in this picture. Isn't that very interesting? Even an inner star fort. So that's interesting. They say it's on a volcano and actually is a star fort. So this is older. I think any of these star fort bits might not be there because no one has mentioned it's a star fort either. So clueage. And here's another clueage concerning Phoenicians and sea. And it is, I'm not going to read any of it, but it's like a gift. Devon, Shire, Sea Kings, and it goes into Raleigh, and it goes into other, you know, it's not going to go through on you, other famous Sea Kings or sailors that made up the bullshit narrative world. But it's old, so it might be cool. Now, this is interesting. As you can see, I still logged out of my account, but I managed to make an account on like incognito. I'm running out of drinkage. So yeah, this video, I don't want to play it, but it's brilliant, guys. It talks you about all these underground systems under LA, and the digging out. So it's the reshaping of LA and these underground systems. Now, if you think about the film The Matrix, these are apparently there. They're flying these giant, giant hovercrafts or whatever they are. Look at this. So this thing is a huge underground in an apparent active earthquake zone. Look at this stuff, it's Tartaria. Sorry if the volume been coming through fucking doing things. Look at this. So I'll give you the link, check it out for yourself. It's clueage to Mudflood, and it's clueage. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Very, very interesting. So they talk about taking mud out. I wonder how many builders were down there saying, there's already stuff down here. Shut up. Shut up. So, clueage, more. I've got a really good collection of photographs of LA, and I played some of them on my UAP chat last week if you want to see them. I play through. So it was really interesting. Pics, and I'm going to move on. Okay, pics. Now, these are concerning all sorts, but mainly electromagnetism. And this is supposed to be like a religious depiction of, I guess, Moses, because he got horns. And it's again of this serpents are attacking. We think serpents are analogous for EM, or the serpent being a waveform. And you get this curling serpent around a stick, which in our understanding is active charge allegory. Okay, for plasma technology. This was passed to me, I think, Eric, and he's concerning bunko booths, and it's an old Main Street, Elk Rapids, Michigan, and they have no pavements. Everything is covered in mud. Okay, they have an expansive telegraph network though. Duckboards and a couple of scaffold boards or boards across to the next wooden boards. But what's this guard tower? Or is it a guard tower? Or is it a bunko booth? And what's it doing there? Is there some sort of martial law going on? There's a serious lack of people. What is it? It's not a bandstand, is it? You know, not there. And this street's blocked now, obviously, because of that. It's really interesting. Some martial law, maybe. Zeus, with his plasma tech, or the orb, with, I suppose, one of his binoculars. and the eagle, wings open. Okay, telling you that these Phoenician god dudes are plasma tech. It's always been about that. Even the World Health Organization, it's not like exactly a Casus, it's not two serpents converging, is it? So they give you the 33 subsections, an azimuth or equidistant, two opposing toruses with the laurel leaf of control, and in the middle it's a serpent wrapped around a central core, fasces. They're telling you on the World Health Organization the Earth's flat and it's a reset system, in this case for plasma tech. Our chemical eras, or images, will all tell you the same. It's a cross between a serpent and plasma. Plasma and serpent. Something about us. There's something about our energy, our spiritual energy in this battle. Because there's a battle raging, I think, just not far away, where higher Martin and higher you reside. And it's like reflected over into this reality. It's constant changes. It's getting like dark city where you wake up the next day, you know, and you're wondering what sort of things have altered. It's just a very strange scenario. But I think it's because we're waking up about the past, the true reality. I think that they're waking up too, in unison, all of them together, and it would be just one massive, multi-layered awakening for the whole of history, which is what I suspect, what I feel in me is going on, which is massive, more massive than any of us could have ever imagined, guys, because it involves all of reality, past, present and future. Don't know what that plant's doing, but it seems to be making some sort of bird homunculi, so it's open to interpretation, obviously. And it's the same again, look, you know, two opposing serpents, and the serpent, in this case you've got a pyramid, skull and crossbones, and a serpent around a central wooden staff, and the serpent eating its tail. We looked into the official narrative for this and what they say, and they're off by far. Look at the python. So it's chicken, sun, chicken, serpenty, beardy man, basically. Ho ho ho. I ride a serpent with my horns and my scepter. Freaky, or just analogous for technology? Like reset cycle, BM. It's even got a place where we live in this, inside it. Mesopotamian art, you get exactly the same thing going on. It's a controller with his happy hat. He's not got such a happy hat, okay, but he's got a scepter, and this is a scepter, which is also, I think, technology that belonged to Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt. It's in a museum, you can see it today. And what you're finding is a central core coiled like a fasces, and this part at the end, which is obviously solid gold with fleur-de-lis and all of these precious jewels all the way around. Now this thing, in its heyday, it's got to be crystal of some sort. And apparently from, you know, that was apparently on the fields in the 13th century, in the 1300s, with the Battle of Agincourt, etc. He had that. Another thing that has red and white stripes, guys, just out of interest for us all, is power stations. Who knew? And the result of this technology is this. It's pretty, you know, self-explanatory when you look at the images and you study them and you think about it. This is Tokyo 1945, firestorm. This is apparently nuclear blast, same concrete buildings and in situ. It's only the sticks ones that are gone. Okay, everything falling, his footprint streets are cleared because the bulldozers came in and cleared it the day after. Okay, Hiroshima. And California today, Santa Rosa, exactly the same, everything missing. Trees though, in fact, no problem. They're just fireproof. They had it sprayed with fire retardants. I thought this was interesting. I found an old procession. It's apparently a funeral procession, but they're only saying that in their version. They don't know. So you got a procession, and they're carrying this box, and what looks like sort of Wilhelm Reich organ technology to make rain, perhaps, because the clouds are gathered. It does look like tech. So procession, which we've talked about, is rainmaking. Processions. This is from an late 1800s depiction. I feel it's like Tartaria and some sort of calamity where they've gone to the Orthodox, where they bring in some strange implement with an orb on top. Is it just to carry some reliquary inside? There it is, San Francisco, the Palace of Fine Arts. Still there today. Old world. Just because it's a beautiful picture of lightning striking what could have been, because I can't imagine what geological forces actually do these except for plasma discharge events. Now, we've long postulated these could have been old buildings worn away from, reset after reset. Could be, guys. Tree trunks from big trees. Could be. But what about the lightning is showing that they strike these things and you get like one or two or even more secondary or tertiary discharge points when you get any large plasma discharge event. So it can bounce, hop, leaving lakes and leaving large depressions or chasms on Earth's surface, which you can see all over the world on Google, which is done by balloons, by the way. More damage. I think this one is Dresden. Tartaria eradicated. Chicago, exactly the same way. Sorry, that's a crappy image. And Boston, exactly the same way. You could also add 100 different destinations to that list. Okay, and everything just falls in its footprint. Gone. Fires just come through here. Jumped. Okay, and incinerated everything. Them trees have had it. That one don't look too bad. And Santa Rosa and 9/11. Could it be? Could it be exactly what Dr. Woods once said was energy weapons? Because that just doesn't look like planes hitting buildings, does it? Yeah, was a plane. Fucking indeedy. Make Tartaria great again. So that's what we're thinking. That's the plan. It's being back. It's beautiful energy, free energy, civilization of beauty, splendor, and good vibrations for all of humanity. And no Phoenicians, because they stink. Okay, bunker move. And this is actually the top of a scepter. 4 angels, got the finger pointing up again. Sort of a crucible with laurel leaves sort of around it. It's all in gold. And the Phoenician flowing flowers, which I just mentioned. Don't know what that is. St. Louis. Take me to St. Louis. And the Phoenicians. This one, she's got wires in her head, aerials. Okay, and the Phoenicians wear these as well. They're Phoenician women. So I don't know what happened to her eyes. And she has a wand. Okay, a Hollywood, which is maybe a scepter or analogous to something that does magic with a stick. Magnets, magic. And aerials. She's got aerials. She's picking up information out of the ether. So I think that's my effort for today, guys. I will be back hopefully tomorrow if I get my channel back. That's me coming to tell you. Oh, hang on, something quite important. Don't go away. Make sure to share this out anyway, because this channel will become Mountain Leaker 2 and I'll be using it all the time. Okay, that's the plan anyway. So, my bookage is out right next month, okay, guys, and I've had, a bit of a delay. I'm very sorry, but you've all had the email. It's all been explained. Sorry about the hackage. Things are just panning out now. I'm getting all back on order. Okay, getting some balance is what Martin is. Getting some balance, hopefully. Which is never easy. So much attacks and shit. Okay, so nobody is actually pulled out of buying a book, which is brilliant, even though of the delay. So I really appreciate that, and grateful for everything. It's me. And this I've had problems with. It's still not secure, but I'm hoping to get that sorted in the next few weeks. But you know, it has been updated. Matt Liedtke, warrior for truth. I'm an author, speaker, educator of alternative history, flat earth, spiritual, political, and educational. Yeah, that's about it. I am pretty pop-tastic as well. You could put that on there. He's also pop-tastic. Yeah, ask me a pop question. 1923. Anything else? Yeah, no. Cool. So yeah, you can do it there. Purchase information, and there's all our subjects, as I always mention. And you can get on resources, channels. I link my son. Please subscribe to my son, Watch Dragon Metals. He's got like a cool little YouTube channel. Okay. Making an effort. Well, no, he's not truthing, but he is. He's doing alchemy. He's showing technologies you don't know about. There's not many people do foundry or blacksmiths in this day and age, but there is now. So people have been adding on the photo dump. Okay. I think there was some more added the other day, so you can go in here, leave flat of British sub, post best use. Check these. Are they vitrified thoughts? Check that out. Wow, that's pretty bloody goodly. So look at that. So it's all roofing slate side on in a cavity, in a cavity, in a cavity. Wow, can't imagine. Reset after reset after reset. That's nice. That's nice. That's in Russia. And a nice red brick oven. Pizza. Who knows? And your world. You feel like being ripped off, guys? Me too. Shouldn't I? Gasometers. There's a brilliant one in Cardiff, down Grangetown, I want to go and see. And something's happened. Let's down the river. So that's what's happening on Flat Earth British today. Okay, get my channel back. Stuff's happening. And I'll link this. You can look it up, try and find what it says about the dome. Not that I can find it right now, but I should have bookmarked it. Boom! That's me. Flat Earth British. Any questions, mattandika7gmail.com. Now, I had, with the hack, I had about, 10-15 people drop out my Patreon. Now, I do appreciate anyone who's happily joined my Patreon. But it's apparently safe, because I got all my shit back. YouTube and doing all of that. So, re-Patreon, you're really a big help right now. For Flat Earth British, any help, actually. So, that's me. Taking time out to do Flat Earth British Truthness on a Great Flat Earth British think tank. Thank everybody. Niven, if you don't know Niven, you see probably in my comments, in my chat feed maybe, done a video, and it's a big bust of Elon Musk. Take a look, guys. It's fucking amazing. Okay, I was going to show you, but I don't want to steal thunder. Take a look. Niven. Okay. And I want to thank Cheryl Bailey for sending me a really cool sort of health package, if you like, which is coming by Monday. So I've been looking forward to that, and I'll show you all that when it happens. So that'll be really cool. Really excited about that. So thank you, Cheryl. Sweetness. Thank you, everybody, in fact, who makes the effort to do shit for me or us. Okay, which is quite a few of you, actually. Yeah, thanks, Marshall. Fucking epic, bro. Wow, it's so bad out there. Proper British winter. Ooh. Peace and love, guys. Be good. Be epic. Okay? Stay epic. And you know where I am if you need me. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, on my channel, which will be epic. So excited about that. See you later.